Let's take a look at our list for a moment. Has anyone thought of anything else to add to the list? I think we've got a pretty comprehensive list. Let me pull it up again. All right. So I started off with tutorials. All right, let's talk to our list for a moment. Tutorials are basically the idea of having goals that are really easy to start with. Let's start with goals then. All right. I'm putting goals up there. All right. And we talked a little bit about goals last time. It's important to have a big picture goal, right? Some big idea of where you're heading. In a game, for instance, in this game, the big picture would be that we have been introduced to this ancient race, I think called the Naomis, right? And they disappeared, and we're trying to figure out why. In addition to this, the big picture goal is that this solar system every 20 minutes is exploding, and we've got to figure out why. Okay? But as it relates to goals, this game is a little bit non-stereotypical. I want you to think in the games that you've played, what are some big picture goals that you get introduced to very early in the game? And if you can think of some, I want you to put it on the chat. Okay, so, for instance, I can think one of my favorite games is a game called Fallout New Vegas. Has anyone played the Fallout series or specifically New Vegas? Literally, in the start of the game, what you find out is that you get shot in the head and left for dead. You get thrown into a dugout pit, a grave, right? And the whole game literally is trying to find the guy who shot you and getting your revenge. That's the big picture goal, right? Um, there are some games which have a very simple big picture goals. In Dota, all right, all these MOBA games, right, your big picture goal is to kill the other opponent. Right? That's your end goal. Right? And I want you to think some other games that you like playing. What were the big picture goals? What was the ultimate thing that you needed to do? And usually that thing, especially if it's very story driven, that thing will tend to be introduced early in the game. It may not be introduced in its complete list. Maybe parts of it will be revealed, and then as you progress, more of it will be revealed. But if you can think of, hey, what was the big picture goal in the game that I'm playing? I want you to put it in the chat. And then I'm going to bring it home a little bit more. What is the big picture goal for your life? What is the end goal for your time on Earth? Because let's be frank, I know some of you are pretty young, but your time on this planet is fairly short. What are you going to do with that time? I am going to segue for a moment because I think I actually want to spend time on this one. And I'm gonna find myself a nice campfire and chill for a moment and just talk this through because I feel passionate about this topic. Um, I'm gonna roast the marshmallow while I talk. Having a life purpose, a life goal, a big picture goal is really, really important. Because very often we get thrust into this world. We are told to study certain things. We are told we just need to find a job. We are told that we need to put food on the table. We just grab whatever comes our way, without a sense of direction, without a sense of purpose. And very often people get to the end of their life or to their middle of their life, and they have a bit of a midlife crisis, and they look back on what they've done and go, what have I done with my life? This one precious life that I've been given, what am I doing with it? And am I fulfilling my own personal purpose? Having a purpose is really powerful because it directs your next steps. It gives you a sense of where you're heading, of who you are and what you stand for. So there's an exercise that I do with my coaching groups, and I would like to do that with us today. All right. It'll take just a few minutes. But what I want you to do, except for those who are currently with other people eating Korean barbecue, is I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to do this. I want you to close your eyes. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. All right. If you're in a safe environment to close your eyes, close your eyes. And what I want you to do is imagine a funeral. You're there. There are seats all around. There's a casket in the middle. And I want you to visualize this, okay? You walk up to the casket. You take a look inside. And you are in that casket. This is your funeral. This is the day that you die. Now, I want you to keep your eyes closed, but I want you to engage your imagination and all of your senses. What does it look like? What does the setting look like? Is it a church? Is it a community hall? Is it outdoors? Is it a big event? Is it a small event? Is there light streaming in? Is it dark and misty? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? The doors at the back open up and people start streaming into the hall for your funeral. Who is coming in? Who attends your funeral? Is it your friends, your family, your co-workers, your neighbors, your schoolmates? Who shows up to your funeral? Eventually, one by one, they come up to the microphone in the front. And they start telling stories. They start telling stories about what you did. They start telling stories about who you were to them. They start telling stories about what you achieved and what you meant to them and how you impacted their lives. Now, what would you like them to say about you? What would you like them to say? I encourage you, we only have a little bit of time here, and obviously there's music in the background and I'm roasting marshmallows. You can open up your eyes, by the way. I encourage you to do that exercise, to take some time during this week, time on your own, without any distractions, without any work, without any house chores, and just reflect on that question. What does the end of my life, what would I like the end of my life to look like? And what's really important to me? What sort of legacy do I want to leave behind? And from that, I want you to craft out your personal mission statement. You know what? This is what I stand for. This is who I want to be. This is the kind of life I want to lead and the legacy I want to leave behind. Let me give you an example. My personal mission statement is this: joy and light. My mission is to bring joy and light into people's lives. And the way I do it is by training them and teaching them in these kind of people skills, soft skills, emotional intelligence skills. And that's why I'm running something like this stream. Because this is another avenue for me to spread joy and light. Like illumination and a bit of entertainment as well. That is a big picture goal for your life. And quite honestly, I think it is one of the most important things that you can decide for yourself, because it will direct your path.